to, yeah, start standing. And you're going to just take your feet wide enough apart so you feel steady. So you're like hips width apart. And I don't need to see what you're doing, but you need to like see what I'm doing. That's the general rule. And just going to shift your weight into your right foot so that you bend your right knee a little bit. Take a breath. And then shift your weight into your left foot. Just feeling how the weight pours through your legs into your feet. And you arrive and just really simple practice of just really grounding through your back on your right side. So taking a few breaths, sinking into that right knee. And then back over to the left and just sinking again into the left foot. You can perhaps rock from side to side now, and then back into your heels, and then forward into your toes. And then just moving in any way feels good. Shifting your awareness around the surface of your feet. And then come back to stillness and feel the soles of your feet. Feel the weight of your body as you find that middle, and bringing your hands to your body maybe helps. Feeling that support of your spine, carrying the weight of your head above your head and shoulders, above your hips. This is just as you are meant to be. This is your like trusted two-legged form. And then we're going to start to take that into twists. And you can just, as you pour your weight from side to side, you just twisting towards the direction of the knee. And you might want to start to take that other foot off the floor. So you can see I'm lifting one heel and then start to swing the arms. So you're gently tapping the outside of your body, starting with the one hip and then the other hip. And the action of tapping your body doesn't come with intention. It's happening because your arms are swinging, not because you're trying, if you like. The only thing you're trying to do is swing your arms. So if you don't hit yourself in the right place, you're not wrong, right? You can't do this wrong. Perhaps see if you can bend your elbow though, so that you start to reach your hand to the front of your arm bone, the head of your arm bone, like as if you're going to tap yourself on the back. And then take them so that you're actually tapping yourself on the back of your body. So making this movement really quite big, as big as feels good, as big as you can, and stay steady, and as big as you can in whatever space you're practicing in. bending the knees. Try, like, be mindful of not taking the twist in the knees. And then slow it down. Coming back to steadiness. Coming back to stillness. And again, just taking a pause, registering your sense of yourself, how you're feeling, and how you may have changed, how your body's changed since that action. Welcome, Gemma. You've not missed much. You need a bolster and access to a wall. So the next practice is really one where we take control over the intensity of our own experience. So you want to be able to come to a wall where you can lean on the back, like lean on the wall behind you. And of course, if you have a little dog trying to sabotage whatever you're doing, this practice is more effective. So your feet are in front of your knees and your heels are in front of your knees. And as you lean on the wall behind you, just going to slowly slide down the wall until your knees are bent and your thighs are working towards horizontal. Yeah. You may need to do some moving yourself around or going into different positions and changing that if you wish. And you sit here until you start to feel that challenge to your legs, right? There's a burning to the muscles. Perhaps you start to notice a shake. And as that happens, we're going to go just as far as, like, if the full scale of your effort is like a 10, then you're only going to go up as far as a 7. And then when you get to 7, you're going to just start to slide up the wall and withdraw yourself from that intense experience super slowly with your breath. So a little bit more, a little bit more, until really the pressure in your legs is relieved. So your toes are in front of you, your heels are there, and you're going to slide down one more time, coming as far as feels good. So, like, the aim is not to go as low as you can, but to get to a point where there's some effort required. Pressing into your feet. So the whole of your spine is also pressing on the wall. And then as that starts to feel like tension, you back off. So it's like a psychosomatic practice of taking yourself into a tense place, physically in your form, and also then controlling your relationship with it by choosing this is enough. Okay. Slowly bring your hands to the wall, lean forwards, and bring your weight back onto your feet. Just coming back to standing position, pouring your weight into your right foot, pouring your weight into your left foot, just finding that place of balance again. And coming to face the wall now. So the purpose of this is if you don't have access to a mat and need to move your body, bringing your hands to rest on the wall Slowly walk your feet away until you're in a L shape. And breathe. And you'll see that this is like a standing version of a downward facing dog. So it's good for people that don't want to put any weight on their hands, but also if you don't want to touch the floor in the place where you're working or being. And so just you can pedal through your legs like you would in that first downward facing dog of the class. And then inhale, stepping the right foot forwards, coming into lunge, bending your right knee, pressing your hands onto the wall, and you can take some weight, that extra weight in the hands by pressing on the wall, or you can push the wall away and bring your weight more into your feet. So now play with straightening that leg and bending and straightening and bending. And then pour your weight forwards into your right foot. Step your left foot to meet your right. Change sides. Step back. Bend the left knee. First of all, push the wall away. Stretching out the back of the legs, the calves, the hamstrings in that extended leg. And then perhaps lifting your torso away from the wall, straightening and bending. Keep going like that. Bending that left knee, pour your weight into your left foot, step forward, walk your feet back again. And I just want to point out a couple of ways of affecting what part of your body, what part of your back you're working with here. So if your hands are above your hips and you bend your knees and you reach your spine back, it's really going to come into the lower back. It's going to open the back of the hips, back of the pelvis. The lower your hands come, the more this becomes like an L pose form, where you're extending from the hips into the hands. So you can see I'm almost a right angle. And I'm demonstrating on a bookshelf, which I don't recommend using because it's not actually stable. So I'm not putting much of my weight into my hands here. However, for the benefit of visibility, it's the best thing I could come up with. So you're breathing into the length of the back. And you can do this on the back of a chair. You can do it on the edge of a counter, on a table, any surface. You don't even really need a wall. Walking your hands back up the wall. Coming a little closer so that your elbows are bent. Actually walking back to arm's length. And then lifting up onto the tiptoes, going to do a gentle chaturanga practice. So low, leaning towards the wall, bending your elbows, staying on tiptoes, engaging in the legs, pressing in the wall, leaning backwards and forwards. Good. And then coming back down to your heels and walking back to the back of the mat. So very simple variations of stuff that we do all the time on a yoga mat. So great if you are recovering from illness, you have your arms or your legs don't want to take so much weight, and or you don't have the mat space. So standing in Tadasana now. Feet hips width apart, hands by your side. Taking a deep breath in, spreading your fingers, extending through your arms. Finding your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands by your side. So starting to really bring your movement into the rhythm of your breath. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. And get a little softer in your knees. So the next time you exhale, you're going to fold forwards, bending the knees, hinge at the hips. As you exhale, you're going to reach back. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale. Pulsing. Releasing your breath. And the next time you fold forwards, bend your knees and bring your hands to the floor and just take yourself into a forward fold that feels good for you, bending your knees as much as you need to, adjusting the width of your feet. And then inhale, slowly roll up to standing, reaching up. Exhale, fold back down. So letting the weight of the head pour down the front of the body. Moving that way up and down the spine. Reaching up. Exhale. Traveling any way you like. It helps for me to bend my knees to just protect my lower back, especially in the early days of movement in my body. And as you next exhale and you come all the way down, I'm going to stay down this time. As you inhale, slide your palms up to your shins and lengthen your spine. So it's like a halfway lift into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen. You're tractioning perhaps a little bit more length, bending the knees, pushing the shins into the hands and the hands into the shins. Next time you exhale, fold forwards and then start to walk your hands to the top of your mat to come into plank pose, where we're going to pause for some time. So pressing back through your heels, hug your legs together. Breathe into the back of your body and lift up through that lower belly. So your whole body is conspiring to keep you in this place. At any time this starts to feel like too much, you can lower your knees. We're going to take 2 more breaths here though. Okay, last inhalation. And as you exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows and lower the rest of your torso down to the floor. And here, going to slide your arms out in front of you and bring your forehead down even. And it's poses like this where I'm really glad to have a microphone, because I don't have to shout at the floor so that you can hear me.
Taking a few breaths here, giving your body time to release. So the first breath is just acknowledging you are on the floor, you are on the earth, you are held. Second one, letting all of the parts of your body that meet the floor release. The third one, letting the parts of your body that don't meet the floor, that perhaps are supported by the mat or prop or your other limbs, letting those release. And this might be the hips, the shoulders. And then letting your whole body be met by the floor. Slide your hands back so that they're beneath your shoulders. And push up to hands and knees. Taking your knees apart, your toes together, reach your hips back to your heels and come to a child's pose. And pausing here. And this could be the end of your practice.